This is Crystal, and I'm here for part 20 of the Human Journal. I call this journal Charity Case. I'm going to talk about my feelings about the whole idea of the homeless, people that's homeless on the streets, or people that's living in the local or city shelters. Yeah, this is I've been feeling a certain way about this for a long time, and I definitely could relate to some things as far as being homeless or not living a place stable for a while. I been into a shelter briefly. I live in a motel. I had to stay there for 2 weeks until I save money and find a place to live. And this motel is this place in Brooklyn, New York. It's a place that I don't want to wish anybody to live in those kind of conditions. It's not a city shelter. You don't pay to live in a city shelter. You don't have to pay. It's free. But this place, I think I pay like maybe $80 a week or something like that. I don't remember, but the only thing you get is a small room. You stay in a very, very tiny room. You share the bathroom with everybody on the floor. And the bathroom, I never forget, the bathroom is disgusting. It's not sanitized. It's just really disgusting. I didn't even take a shower there. Didn't even go to the bathroom. Gone to the bathroom before, at work or outside the place, but it's just really nasty. And it was a quite an experience in those type of conditions. But I just wanted to talk about my feelings about this and just the whole paradigm with this, people that don't have a home, or, why we create these ideas of homeless, these city shelters. We have other ideas that support these paradigms. And, it's, out of all my journal clips, I express how we create our reality because of our thought forms. I'm going to recap. I'm just going to go over the basics. When your mind is conditioned a certain way, regardless who you are, your mind will produce its thought forms, and those thought forms are going to create your reality. A reality that's going to serve you, or a reality that's not going to serve you. There's no outside force that's orchestrating your life that's basically, that your life is visible. No, it's that the thing about a lot of people don't realize for the moment is that you do attract things. Doesn't matter what it is. I feel like a lot of you do know this, I feel that you do. But, I just wanted to express my feelings about this, and I'll tell you the truth, everyone. One of the fears that I have for so long, for so many years, is being homeless. Yes, it's being homeless. And even though I have somewhat of experience, I could relate to some people, and just really what it is to not live in a place that's not of your own, or you living in somebody's couch, for example. I've been through different things, and I grew up in New York City, like I said in my clips. I've seen people that sleep in park benches, sleep in subway cars, asking people for money in the street, whatever. I've seen different things. everybody case is different. Not everybody that you see on the street is the same. Everybody's situation is different. I will express some examples, okay? But still, no, I'm going to express my feelings about all this, okay? I'm going to touch on this journal. I'm going to touch on law of deservedness. I've got this clip on this. Wow, I can't believe I forgot his name. His name is Patrick. Doctor name is Patrick. I can't remember his last name, but if you look up law of deservedness, you probably will find his clip. But anyway, I'm going to talk about law of deservedness. Okay. You know, some of us, and everything starts from upbringing, for example, okay? You create your destiny with a belief system that, for example, that you're uneducated, right? Or you don't have proper education, right? And that's an example now. So what happened is that you align yourself with different situations, right? And then you find yourself, for example, that you don't have a place to live, you can't support yourself, and yeah, you know, it's I don't want to say that this is a complex issue. You know, I like to break these things down in simplest forms because, you see, I realized for so long that the way we analyze things, we make it difficult. We make the situation, these paradigms difficult. But if you break these things down, again, it's all about how you feel about yourself. There's no big hard thing to figure out. If you feel a certain way about yourself, right, it all boils down to something like this. If you feel like a loser and you feel like you don't have any, you see yourself that you have no value, yeah, you're definitely going to align yourself with different things. You know, that's just how it works. It works the same way if you feel good about yourself, and when you feel a certain way about yourself that you are valued, because that's the truth. I mean, regardless if you live in the streets or regardless who you are, you know, you are all consciousness. Everyone, you know, there's a God in you, no matter who you are. And if you don't believe in a God, I'll just say it like this: source of life, of everything that you look around, this world and beyond, everything is within you. It's not everything. Don't feel like everything is outside of you. No. You know, you are it. You know, your consciousness. That means a lot. So you could play the role, or you could shape your life into situations like being a street. But that doesn't mean that you have no worth. You are worthy. Okay? You are valued. So regardless what you've been told from your upbringing, and no matter what your skin color is, I've been hearing these things about people give excuses for themselves about their skin color and why they're not educated enough and all these things. I used to hear things from other people and the whole pattern. Patterns, all it is. That's another thing I look about life is patterns. Life is filled with patterns. And when you understand these patterns, you could definitely shift. You could change the patterns of how things are in your life. And it all falls back into how you feel about yourself. You recondition your mind. You feed yourself good thoughts. This is not anything difficult to do. Okay, I like to be straightforward, everyone, and really break it down in the very simplest way. Because all the so-called problems that we all talk about and we hold up, okay, they're not very complicated. They're not big. They're not bigger than you, and that's the thing with humanity. A good portion of a lot of people in different parts of the world think that the problems and other circumstances that go through your life is bigger than you. But no, it's not bigger than you. It's an illusion that in your head that the problem is bigger than you. But no, you're much larger than all of those things. You're a life. So, you know, I just wanted to say these things too before I get more down into the idea of homeless and shelter. You know, growing up in New York City, I used to to hear things so much about getting people off the streets and stuff like that. I've been hearing that for years. People go up to politicians to change something. The only thing I've seen some changes on that when people go up to these politicians is this affordable housing. Okay? Affordable housing. Okay? But there's still a good portion of people in the street. Affordable housing in New York City, for example, and I'm pretty sure it's like that in different parts of the country. The affordable housing is like this. It's like if you, and I've heard this from different sources, if you're in a shelter, let's say you're in a city shelter, right? How it works is that if there's affordable housing around the area or in that zone, there's a lottery. You have to like either sign up and, you know, and it's a lottery type deal, okay? Not everybody's going to get the opportunity to live in affordable housing. I mean, brand new buildings that in New York City, for example, has been built here and there. You know, that's good, but I feel like this idea of affordable housing is like putting a Band-Aid. What are we going to do with the large portion of people that's in the street? It's been a thing about everybody scratching their head in New York City for a long, long time. Now, again, it's not just New York City. There's other cities around the U.S., you know, that has this issue, okay? And a lot of people, they look at the United States as like lands of opportunity, but then you realize like, wow, a lot of people in the street, you know, like, wow, what's going on, you know? It's weird. It's like, it's funny how other people from other parts of the world look at the U.S., you know. I'm going to say it like this. My perspective on this, that the U.S., you know, you can say that the U.S. is a land of opportunities. I'm going to put it like this. You're the one that makes the opportunity. Or I can say it like this. You're the one that creates the opportunity. It's not about the land that you live on. And it's not about these government systems that we created that talks about job creation nonsense. No. You're the one that creates opportunities. I don't care if you could be in U.S., you could be in Somalia and each part of Africa. I don't give a damn where you're from. You create opportunities, everybody. So, yeah, I just want to touch that a little bit. But, yeah, it's amazing. Like, you know, this thing around the country about this, you got people living under the highways, and I've seen stuff like that, and I felt sad about it, but I have to remind myself, it's a choice that people make. It's a choice that people live under the highway. But now, again, like I was telling you earlier in the clip, everybody's situation is different. But regardless, people are in control of their own destiny. You can sit there and listen to my clip and say, oh, how am I in control of your destiny? You are. You got to go by the simplest thing like this. What is the first thought? Ask yourself this question. What is your first thought about yourself? Now, when you answer that to yourself, okay, the minute you answer that, you just created your destiny. You understand, everyone? It's like, you know, you ever heard of the power of I am? Whatever you put after I am, you are really, okay, and this is the truth to everybody, you are creating your life. You are literally creating that path. You are. And also, you got to go with the feeling. You got to go with the feeling. How do you feel? Okay? Don't worry about the physical things. A lot of people talk about, well, I want to feel good, but physically I don't have certain things. Okay, I hear that. But everything in life always starts from the feeling. You got to go by how you feel. You remember I said this in my other chapters, in my other Human Journal chapters? Feelings above facts. I mean, we can talk about facts. I talk about facts. I do. But you got to go with the feeling. It's how you feel inside that matters the most. Okay, your feeling, how you feel as an individual, okay, within consciousness, it matters a lot. It does. Okay, and yeah, I mean, the thing is like, what do we do with the people that's on the streets, or let's say live under the highway? Now, I will say this: there are some people that don't mind living in the street. I mean, shucks. I mean, there's people want to live off the grid, and that's cool. That's okay. But there's a lot of people that don't want to live in the streets, or don't even want to don't even want to stay in the city shelters. I remember in New York City, there's people rather be in the street than a city shelter, because I'm going to share this with you, everyone. I never forget, I think in the late 90s or somewhere like that, they were showing some footage. They were showing a footage about the Bronx shelters, right? And they were showing basically that the conditions in these shelters was unbelievable. There was people, I remember I saw this, it was people sleeping on top of one another in that type of way. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Back then, I felt like, wow. I mean, I felt like people was like, they were like sleeping like, people were like animals. That's how I felt. The way it was, I mean, follow me what I'm saying, everybody. I just felt like no human being should able to be in those type of conditions. I just don't believe that. Now, I know other parts of the world, okay, different situations, let's say how I put it. Let me just put it this way. There's circumstances different in other parts of the world. A lot of you will probably see certain things in the U.S. of the homeless situation as a joke. Oh my gosh, it's like, and the thing is that it's like, the thing is like, everybody deserves great things in life. Everybody. Okay? Everybody. I don't care where you're from. And, I want to break it down like this. The best way I feel to eliminate the idea of people on the streets, or shift that whole paradigm out of our society, is that you have to recondition your mind. You got to feed yourself good stuff, good thoughts. I mean, I know this might sound too simple. So a lot of us, we expect things to be difficult, or do something difficult in order to change something. And that's why I feel like, and I'm going by that, I get a gist of what people, because their own mind is saying that, oh, this is too simple. Really? That's it? Yeah, that's it. Feeding yourself good thoughts. It doesn't have to be difficult. And that's why I wanted to tell you about this law of deservingness. It also talks about that it's the simplest way to go about your life, to live the life how you want to live. I was very inspired about this clip. Please research it. Law of deservingness. The doctor's first name is Patrick. I don't remember his last name, so I'm sorry. But look it up, Google it. And even in that clip, it says that, they acknowledge that there's a lot of, what do you call it, a lot of self-help out there. There's all kinds of self-help. And he was saying that, you don't have to do all these steps in order to change your life. So I'm inspired by this clip. I am. And I combine what I learned from that clip into my own philosophy. Okay? And, yeah, I just wanted to say, it doesn't have to be difficult. And now, a lot of us, if a lot of us decide to be connected spiritually, because I do envision this very strongly, okay? I'm just creating this clip to inspire. Even though I do see great things at work spiritually for humanity right at this moment. But I'm still want to inspire everybody still. People getting together, okay, inspiring one another, okay, okay, just being there. And, I wanted to say these things very carefully. I know there are programs out there to try to get people off the street with these, let's say, these job programs, right? But then I look into these things too myself. I look at this, and these job programs, it's like to get people educated, that way they get a job, whatever. But these job programs, from what I've been noticing for a very long time, it helps you to get, you get a job, but you get a job that you're getting paid minimum wage. Now, if you live in New York City and you want to live on your own, for example, minimum wage is not going to cut it. But there are some programs out there, but I feel that in order for people, no matter if it's in the U.S. or anywhere in the world, in order to shift this whole idea of homeless, for example, okay, is that people have to feel a certain way about themselves. You really have to feed yourself good thoughts. You have to do the opposite, the complete opposite what you've been told growing up. Okay, that life is difficult. You can't get these things. You don't deserve it. And it wide ranges from religion. A lot of you pick up from your religion that you are just a puny human being, right? You gotta, you worship some outside God and thinking and hoping that one day your outside God is gonna bless you. So you gotta suffer in the meantime, okay? All those type of belief systems that we take up, and it's like, you just have to do the opposite. Okay, whatever, any idea that suggests to you that you don't deserve anything good in life, you have to do the opposite what you've been taught, everyone. Okay, I feel that we have to go to the root of all this. The root in terms of shifting this idea of people in the streets living under the highways and these nasty city shelters. Not the people, but the condition is very disappointing. But we created that. We all did. I did. Because we're all as one. All these things are an experience. But I will say this as a being from within consciousness. Every single person around this world deserves the best things in life. You don't have to work for it. You don't have to earn it, whatever, same thing. Okay, you don't have to be some special person or some genius, some elite individual. Okay, everybody is one. Everybody deserves to live in a luxurious life. Luxury. Okay, it's not so much about the material things. It's how you feel inside. But I want to say this. I want to say like I was saying early on. There are some people that don't mind living in the streets, that they feel good about it. And I'll say this, if you feel good living under the highway or living in the city shelters or asking people for money in the subway car, for example, or walking the side of the highway with a billboard sign to say, please help me. If you feel good about that, that's your choice, everyone. I mean, nobody's going to condemn you. The only one that can condemn you is you. I mean, there's nobody above you, regardless of your circumstances. Only thing I'm doing is that I want to inspire everybody to know, to at least acknowledge that you are worthy. So no matter what direction you go in your life, okay, you deserve every great thing in this life. I feel like a lot of people, I really strongly feel a lot of people need to know this. Too many belief systems that we've been passed on by for example, our parents. I'm not trying to villainize the parents. It's just that stuff that's been passed on from generation to generation. and you're wondering why certain paradigms still constantly running, right? It's because of a belief system that you accepted it. It's an agreement that you made. But that doesn't mean you have to constantly hold up to it. You don't have to agree that you are a poor, uneducated person with a different skin complexion. You don't have to take that agreement or that story. You can shift into something different. And that's the thing. We limit ourselves with these belief systems. We do. And I'm just gonna point it out to everybody. That's it. I just want to point it out to everybody that you deserve every great thing in life. Okay? You do. And but again, yeah, there are some people that don't want to do nothing. They don't want to work there are some people that don't want to work the structural life that a lot of us hold up to, this rat race job, 9-to-5ers. A lot of people don't want to do that. And I know we look down on those people. I look down, there was a time that I looked down on certain people because they don't want to work a 9-to-5 rat race job. Okay? I'm just, when I say rat race, I'm just telling you how I feel about the whole workforce. I guess I feel like, it's a little bit off topic. I feel like every time I drive and like rush hour, like for example in the morning, it's like systematic. It's so systematic. It's like clockwork every morning. Everybody rushing to work, all the stress and all that. So yeah, I describe it as a rat race. It is. I mean, that's a decision. See, that's an experience just like, for example, somebody that wants to be living under the highway, and, and that's it. It's everything in life, everything in life is an experience. Everything. So it's like, it's not like it's too late. It's not like, I'm screwed. What could I do? Everybody could shift into a different lifestyle. Everybody. You all capable. It's just that we give ourselves excuses to be in a certain situation that we don't like, and that's the thing. I know I'm talking about different things, but I am doing my best to stay with the topic of people that live in the streets, okay? Again, everybody that lives in the streets and stay in these city shelters, everyone's case is different. So I'm giving out some examples here, okay? All right? Again, not everybody's situation is the same, okay? So I feel like I cover a lot on various cases about this. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about these ideas about feed the homeless. Every year, every single year around the holidays, you got these soup kitchens and all that. That's great. I like the idea of people looking out for one another. But you know what I want to get at? I want to get at the mechanism of this idea that we all created in spirit. You see, this idea of feed the homeless, you see, and even I'm speaking this. I mean, I have to say this because I need to break it down for everyone. Because the stuff that we do hold up, right, the stuff that we follow or support these ideas, yeah, it is going to keep the paradigm running in our society. So what I'm trying to say is that when we hold up to this idea to feed the homeless, you see, you are all power. You are all power. You see, you are power that you literally created a society that there's always going to be homeless. But the mere fact that you're having it out there and you're following this and you're supporting this idea, you affirm into the universe that yes, there's always going to be homeless people and da-da-da. But I like to say this. I feel like we need to do the opposite. Okay? If you don't like the idea of feed the homeless and you're wondering to yourself, gee, I wish everybody was able to take care of themselves and, and this whole thing to be over. Yeah. What you can do is create a society that there is no homeless and everybody's able to take care of themselves. Okay? You could do that. You start doing that, and this takes everybody collectively now, okay? Things do change. Life is changeable. Things doesn't always stay set. I mean, everything is possible, okay? You can have a chaotic life, or you can have a blissful life. It's a choice. So when I look at these feed the homeless and stuff like that, I'm like, man, it's keeping the paradigm going. It does. It keeps this idea going. So I don't really support these ideas. Even though I created it in spirit, and even though I did support it at a time, I don't. I feel like I have a different idea. I like to really shift. I like to inspire people to shift into a different society. A society that people are enjoying their abundance in all levels. In all levels. There's no reason whatsoever that people are out there hungry. If people don't want to eat, and there are people that don't like food, they don't like to eat. There are people, they call it breatharian. Their food is oxygen, and there are people out there that get their food from the sun. Okay, and I respect that. Okay, so not everybody likes the idea of eating solid food, but I'm going to say this. Okay, just for the sake of this topic, there's no reason why anybody, okay, live in a situation that, there's no food. What I'm going to eat? We all got to create, everyone, a society that supports abundance in all levels. Why do we have this idea that there's a shortage of food? Why do we create ideas that controls the resources? One of the resources about food. You got to break it down. You see, the thing with humanity is that we support ideas of lack. We have a lack mentality in different levels. So we have a lack mentality of, we have to twist corporations' arm to donate food, right? But why can't it be in a situation that food is accessible for everyone? Why do people have to be struggling for ends meet, or people digging underneath the garbage can for food, or drinking, let's say, a half can of soda from a garbage? If those people like that, okay, it's a choice now, okay? All I'm saying is that I like to see people enjoying their abundance in all levels. We need to shift out of these ideas that support homeless. This idea of a charity case is not doing anything good for the spirit unless the person likes it, unless the person really affirms it that, yes, I want to be homeless. Yes, I want to live in such conditions. Then okay then. But if I just wanted to inspire, I'm here to inspire that this idea about feeding the homeless and all that stuff, we need to really cut that. We need to cut that cycle. Seriously. Okay? I don't believe that, it's always going to be homeless. No, I don't. Not in my world. I'm creating my world, and I'm passing it to everyone that's open, that's at a point of shifting, if they want to. Shift into a world of abundance. No struggle, no wondering when I'm going to get that food, none of that stuff. Another thing too, this donation of clothes and stuff. Now, these donation centers of like the coat drive, they do this every year, for example. It's like, there are people that go to these donations for different reasons. One, it's like, kind of like this, it's like a thrift. I don't know if I'm saying the word right, whatever. There's people who like to buy antique stuff, okay? That's fine, that's cool, okay? But I want to talk about the part that people are wearing, how to put it? Let me just say it like this. If I'm going to look out for somebody, if I'm going to look out for my fellow man, right, for clothes, I rather get the person brand new clothes than wearing used clothes. I don't like the idea of giving somebody used clothes unless they want to wear it. Well, I like to see people have the option. People have the option of, yeah, I could wear, I have access to wearing new clothes if I want to. See, you see that? That's abundance right there. That's abundance right there. Okay? And it's not so much about the physical. It's the feeling. It's how you feel inside. So when I see myself, I love the idea of giving somebody new clothes, right? New shoes, new jacket. Okay? Yes, it's the physical, but you got to go with the feeling. The person feels good inside. Wow, I'm wearing something new. You feel good. It's like somebody getting into a brand new car. Brand new car. Smells clean. It's brand new. Brand new. How do you feel inside? How do you feel being in a new car versus a used car? Just play with the thought. Okay? Everybody wants to buy a used car. That's fine. Okay? I'm not trying to, not looking down on people that are buying a used car. I'm just want you to play with the thought of having something new. It's the feeling. I'm going to tell you the truth. If I'm wearing used clothes or I have a hole underneath my shoe that I got from a donation center, I'm not going to feel good. I'm not going to feel good about myself. I'm going to feel like a poor, wretched individual. I'm going to tell you straight up, everybody, this idea of this poor man's mentality, it will literally suck you dry. Not permanently, but I'm telling you that you're going to shift into a reality that you're really not happy. You're going to walk around with this mentality that, oh, I'm just going by it day to day, living a poor man's lifestyle and hoping that, praise the Lord Jesus, please help me. And walking around with that feeling all day, wondering when it's going to be your shot. That's the thing with humanity too, okay? I'm saying a good portion of you, everyone, that you feel like the only way you could experience something great in your life is either by luck, chance. Yeah, those are the things. And I'm like, no. The power is in you, everyone. The creativity is within you. Everything starts from within you because you're source of life. There's not anything outside of you that's basically raining down blessings. You bless yourself. I like the idea that we're there for each other. That's great. I just wanted to say this, and I want to point this out, that when everybody understand the true power within and acknowledge and have the awareness and go with that and doing the opposite of your belief system, that you have to struggle in life and everything is not fair and all that. Once you change your belief systems and all that, that is, you are in the right direction for yourself. You deserve every great thing in life. I don't care who you are. We have to do the opposite of what these belief systems suggest. There's no reason why everybody has to live in a city shelter, okay? There's no reason why people have to struggle to live in a place that they prefer to live. It's possible that people could have the choice, either they want to live in the street or to live in a nice, comfortable home if they want to. We don't have to limit things. But I feel like because of certain ideas, we create certain ideas because there's a lack, like I told you. And also at the same time, we try to control. There are some people that observe certain paradigms that try to control certain things to keep other things going. Like, for example, you've got the poor class. I hate saying these things. The poor class, middle class, wealthy. There's no reason whatsoever that you have all these categories, okay? I don't want to go too far off the topic, but all I'm saying that everything starts from you, everyone. You change your mentality and your belief systems, okay? Everything starts from you. Everything. And nobody's better than anybody. You see somebody in the street, you're not better than that person. You could be living in a damn mansion. I don't care who you are. You could be an actor, an actress. You could be a billionaire, whoever you are. You ain't better than the person that's living in a cardboard box. Okay? Nobody is above or below anybody. You are all source of life. We decide to play roles in our life, different role. What role are you going to play? That's the name of the game. Okay? I think I cover a good portion of this journal. I had to express my heart here. Again, look up law of deservingness. Everybody deserves every single great thing in this life. Stop giving yourself excuses why you don't deserve nothing. All right? You're doing it to yourself. Nobody can take anything from you. You do it to yourself, everybody. So we're very good in creating or giving ourselves excuses why we live in a certain situation. But when it comes to, I'm going to own it. What I put out there, I'm going to own it. And even though I'm living in a situation I'm not happy, I am empowered that I can create a better life for myself. I like to see, and I do envision, not like to see, I will say this, I do envision people acknowledging that, taking responsibility and acknowledging that, and changing their own life, instead of being comfortable with the story that, oh, I'm just a poor, wretched person, I'm just scraping to get by, and I'm just relying on my government to basically give me these handouts to keep me going, just barely, just keep me going, just enough to get by life. No, everybody's able to take care of themselves in a way that they know that they're in full control. Yes, people are there for one another. That's great. But somebody taking a responsibility and taking charge of their own life, it's the feeling state. You got to understand that you are power and that you are attract things. You do attract things. So I cover a lot of stuff. I did. I'm just very, I know I'm very emotional in this journal. But I had to express this because it's been in my mind for, not just my mind, but my heart for a while. So, all right, I'm glad I did this. And, yeah, just really take it in what I'm saying, everyone. Really do. It's time to give yourself what you deserve. It's time right now. So, that's it, Okay, everybody, we'll be back for part 21 of the Human Journal. Take care.